Hey everyone, I welcome you all to the session on different types of style sheet. Without any delay, let's go ahead and take a look at the topics which we will be talking about in this session. We will begin the session by talking about three main categories of style sheet. After that, we will learn its hand-on demonstration. And finally, we close the session with import rule. CSS can be added to HTML documents in three ways: inline style sheet, internal or embedded style sheet, and external style sheet. In inline style sheet, we use the style attribute inside the HTML element. In internal, we use the style element in the head section. In external, we use the link element to link the external CSS file. Inline CSS is used to style a specific HTML element. For this CSS style, you'll only need to add a style attribute to each HTML tag. Inline CSS style consists set of rules in four parts: selector, style, property, and value. Selector is normally an HTML element where you want to assign the CSS style, and style is an attribute to assign CSS property and set suitable value. This CSS type is not really recommended as each HTML tag needs to be styled individually. Inline CSS in HTML can be useful in some situation, like if you need to apply styles for a single element only. We can add an inline CSS to P or H1 tags. If you want to use inline CSS, you should use the style attribute to the relevant tag. The P tag with inline style attribute is the focus here. The style attribute is just like any other HTML attribute. It goes inside the element's beginning tag right after the tag name. The attribute starts with style followed by an equal sign and then finally uses double quotes which contains the value of the attribute. In our case, the value of style attribute will be CSS property value pairs, that is property value. In the following example, you can see how to describe CSS style property for the HTML, H1 and P element in the same line of code. We use a style attribute to assign the CSS styling properties. In this particular case, color and the value green is applied to H1 element and the value blue is applied to P element. And the padding property set the padding for all the four sides of H1 element to 30 pixels. You can have as many property value pairs as you want. Unlike normal CSS syntax, inline styling does not use selectors or curly braces. Don't forget to include the semicolon after each pair. The internal style sheet is used to add unique style for single document. It is defined in head section of HTML page inside the style tag. Internal CSS style consists set of rules in three parts: selectors, property, and value. Selector is normally HTML element where you assign the CSS style. The internal CSS styling option is popular for applying properties to individual pages by wrapping all the styles in style element. Then you place it in the head section of HTML document. That is, you are adding the CSS code in head section of the document. Internal styles are applied to the whole pages but not to multiple HTML documents. Several pages can be styled by repeating the same block of internal styles in them. And this is the solid option for one-page websites or when you cannot create external style sheets for your project. Look at this example to see how to add the style elements containing the CSS rules for all the page. You can integrate internal style sheets by placing the style element in the head section of a page. Here is how you can use internal CSS. Open your HTML document and locate the head tag as opening tag. Put the following code right after the head tag. And the internal CSS use the style element, and between this element the CSS styling properties are listed. Add CSS rules on a new line. Finally type the closing style tag. The body and H1 tags are selectors here. As I said earlier, selector is normally a HTML element to which you want to assign the CSS style. You can also use the class and ID selectors in this style sheet. Adding the code to HTML document can increase the page size and loading time. And thus internal style sheets can make website maintenance more challenging. So the best option is to add the CSS to HTML externally. It means that you can create a .css file and link it to your website. Embedded style sheets are suited for documents with unique design requirements. If the styles need to be applied across multiple documents, you should link to an external style sheet instead of using embedded style sheet. External style sheet means that you upload all the styling properties and values to a separate .css file. Then you link the document to your website. External style sheet refer to .css documents that contain CSS properties and values for the entire websites. External style sheet is a standard option for web design. Knowing how to link the CSS file to HTML lets you to optimize code and create websites with consistent style. External style sheet consists set of rules in 4 parts: external source link, selector, property, and value. External style sheet may be written in any text editor but must be saved with .css extension. And this file should not contain any HTML elements. You have to use the link element to link the HTML to CSS. REL attribute describes the relationship between the HTML document and a linked document. The href attribute, that is hypertext reference, points to a specific file that you are uploading. And we use the link tag on every pages, and link tag should be put inside the head section. The following examples show how to link CSS to HTML by adding an external .css file into the HTML head section. The example code on the right side is a .css file. Since the CSS code is in a separate document, your HTML files will have a cleaner structure and are smaller in size. You can use the same .css file for multiple pages. And note that your pages may not be rendered correctly until the external CSS is loaded. And the basic example of a web page using the style sheet may look something like this. Using external style sheet is definitely a better option because it will help you to remember the style you have applied. It reduces the time of loading the page because lesser the HTML code, the faster it will load. The import rule is used to import one style sheet into another style sheet. The import rule is generally meant to be used in an external style sheet. Import style is another way to load a CSS file, and it is defined within the style element in the head section of the web page. Import style consists set of rules in 3 parts. @import is a keyword, URL, and CSS file path. This rule supports media queries so that the user can import the media dependent style sheets. The import rule must be declared at the top of the document after any charset declaration. In the syntax, the property URL or string represents the location of the resources to be imported. The URL may be relative or absolute. Media queries are supported by import rule. This means that import can be media dependent. It is a comma-separated list of media queries conditioning the application of CSS rules defined in the linked URL. Media query list is optional, and this is the official syntax of import rule. If a string is provided, it is interpreted as URL with the same value. Here is an example of an import rule to import the style sheet into the current style sheet. In this particular case, I specify the style sheet by using a string. This is equivalent to using the URL function, so the following 2 lines are equivalent. An import rule is a rule within the CSS that imports a style sheet based upon a query. And this is how you apply a style sheet for printing. In this example, the style sheet will only be imported if the media is print, that is the document is printed out, or the user is print previewing it. And in the second case, the style sheet is applied when the page has the width of 768 pixels or less. Any HTML element that uses a styling from the style sheet will not be applied until the condition is met. In this example, we are calling the style sheet. If you have one style sheet that depends on another, the most logical thing to do is to put them in 2 separate files and use import. In this example, we are adding the style sheet inside the style element. And let's put our import right out there. We have imported b.css in a.css. That is, we are importing b.css styles into a.css. Basically, our document gets its normal style sheet and import the secondary style sheet into the document using this style element. So guys, with this we have reached the end of the session. Thank you guys.